That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, guys, a few announcements here. Okay, first, I have been receiving a ton of DMs on Twitter, Instagram, Discord saying, hey Mason, I want to join Patreon, but when are you going to be opening up more original flock spots? And to be honest, I don't think we'll be opening up any more except for the next 10. And how we are going to do the next 10 spots that we are opening up is we are going to open those up to people who decide to take over a current flock team. All those teams are available on Discord, where we have, I believe, 8 or 9 orphan teams that are available. They're all Superflex leagues. They are all in flock Patreon leagues. All of them I am in, and the trade we're going to be talking about today I actually made in one of those leagues. So please, if you're interested in getting one of those original flock spots, if you want to take one of those teams on Discord and you want to play in a league with me, make sure you go over, shoot me a DM anywhere. When you are watching this video though, I am going to be driving from Texas to Florida, so I may not be able to get back to you for a few days. Please, please, please understand. Just give me some time. I promise you, I will get back to you. And yeah, I think that's it. Let's dive into this trade where I know y'all are going to hate it. Y'all are going to roast me, but it is what it is. And first, let me give y'all some context in the environment that this trade was done. Okay, so this was completed in a 12-team Superflex league, and that is not too important. I think that's very standard for everybody now. But this league is a best ball league, and what a best ball league is it's you do not need to submit a starting lineup. And how that impacts player value is you desperately want depth. Top-end talent in a format where you're submitting a starting lineup every single week by far and away is the most valuable thing that you can have. But if you're playing in a league where you go, you know what? Your automatic best starting lineup after the week is done is going to be submitted for you. Some of those guys, just say like Will Fuller and Alan Lazard, some guys that are going to pop off random weeks when you can't expect it, they're going to be extremely valuable. Just having as many of those guys as possible is going to give you a significant advantage over your league mates. So every time I am making a trade in this type of league, I'm going to be trying to get the side that has more depth. That way we can go through and we can try to maximize the weekly output that we are getting from some of those random spike weeks at the wide receiver position. And also, this trade was done right around when the Russell Wilson trade rumors started, right whenever we had that video come out where I was saying, hey, sell DK Metcalf, sell him, get what you can. I'm going to be selling him in the flock Patreon leagues. That's when I went out. That's when I went looking for deals, and I was actually approached here where we could sell DK Metcalf away. So what ended up happening, and I know y'all are going to hate it, but please stick to the end of the video and let me explain myself. I traded Justin Herbert, DK Metcalf, and I won this league last year, so the rookie pick 112 for Clyde Edwards-Lair, Cam Newton, Odell Beckham Jr., the 104, and the 204. So I know y'all are hearing that. I know y'all are looking at me going, Mason, you fool. Mason, what did you do here? You just ruined a contending team. You just ruined the best team in the league. And I'm saying, no, that's not what happened. And first, let's dive into the rookie pick strategy with the rookie picks that are included in this deal, because I think that is going to give some light to my thought process in here. Where, yes, it looks bad that we traded away the 112. I understand that. You do not like to see that. But I've talked about this so many times already this season, where the top 9 picks in these Superflex tight end premium rookie drafts, they are extremely valuable. And those top 9 picks, what you are going to have is you are going to have Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase, Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, and Kyle Pitts. Now, that is a clear tier of 9. And no, that's not in order. That's just position by position. But having that clear tier of 9 then tells us, okay, after those 9 go off the board, yes, you can make the argument of Javonte Williams if he gets the NFL draft capital. If he gets the draft capital, I'll throw him in with the top 9. If he doesn't, I think he is pushed down further than that. And outside of that, you have pretty much everybody liking their own wide receivers. You have people that go, hey, that next guy needs to be Rashad Bateman. You have people going, hey, that next guy needs to be Rondale Moore. You have people coming out saying, hey, that next player maybe needs to be a Mac Jones. So after that top 9, people are just kind of all over the board, where the difference between the 112 and the 204 in a super flex league is not that big. I'm looking at the 112 probably being a Terrace Marshall and the 204 probably being an Elijah Moore. So I'm going, is there a massive difference between those two rookie wide receivers? I don't think so. The only difference is you don't get to choose your guy. Pretty much the league dictates who you're going to get at that spot, and I don't care too much about that. If I'm getting the same player in the same tier, it's the same for me. So I'm kind of looking at it as we can just take out the 112 and the 204, and even if you don't want to do that, we can go, okay, let's say Cam Newton and the 204 in a best ball superflex league is easily worth the 112. So after that, we are going to be just say taking Cam Newton, the 204, and the 112 out of this deal. And what are we left with then? Then we are left with me trading Justin Herbert and DK Metcalf, 2 elite players, for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Odell Beckham Jr., and the 104. And I know the 104, you hear the pick, and it's hard to put some context behind it. And you hear that, and you go, okay, I easily want the Herbert and Metcalf side. But once you really dive into it, once you go, okay, who is going to be at that 104? What are you going to be taking there? And we go, okay, well, Trevor Lawrence is going to be gone. Najee Harris will probably be gone. And we'll probably see a quarterback in either Justin Fields or Trey Lance go off the board as well. So at the 104, we could potentially get our running back 1 for the class in Travis Etienne. And if you go to our new Dynasty Superflex ADP that is available on Patreon, what you are going to see is you are going to end up seeing that Travis Etienne has a higher ADP than DK Metcalf because roster construction dictates that those young 3-down stud running backs are going to be more valuable than the elite wide receivers, even if they are extremely young, even if they have already proven themselves. So I'm looking at it as the 104, in my opinion, in this type of format, is probably worth more than DK Metcalf. I would probably rather have Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Travis Etienne, Najee Harris, whoever I get at that pick, more than I would with DK Metcalf, especially adding in the fact that we may not end up having Russell Wilson as his quarterback this next year. So what does that leave us? That leaves us Justin Herbert for Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Odell Beckham Jr. Now, y'all know that Justin Herbert I have on so many teams. And it's not because I've been trading for Justin Herbert a lot lately. It's not because I was trading for him halfway through the year. It's because we were drafting him in almost every single rookie draft last offseason. That's when we got him here. And I liked Clyde Edwards-Helaire last offseason. I actually had him as my running back 1 above Jonathan Taylor. I know that's extremely embarrassing, but we have to admit it. And at the same time, luckily, we had no teams that had a pick with the 101, 102, 103. So even though Clyde Edwards-Helaire was my running back 1, I didn't get a chance to take him in a single Dynasty league out of all the leagues that I play in. Yet we have Justin Herbert in a ton of them. So I'm going, okay, if this is a regular 12-team Superflex league, there is no debating the fact that Justin Herbert is worth more than Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Based on the fact that Justin Herbert just had about one of the best rookie quarterback season performances of all time, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire really fell flat on his face, losing touches to Le'Veon Bell off the street halfway through the season, we cannot debate that. But what we can debate is Odell Beckham Jr.'s value playing into this deal. Now, if this was not a best ball format, if you had to submit your starting lineup every single week, then we would go, okay, Odell probably doesn't bridge the gap between these two assets. But if we go through and go, okay, let's assume Odell is going to be a low-end wide receiver 2, high-end wide receiver 3 for the next 3 years. How valuable is that for this format? Now, if you are a player like, just say, Tyler Boyd, where those weeks are just going to slowly accumulate for you to be a low-end wide receiver 2, that's not that valuable. But in the specific best ball format, Odell Beckham Jr. is the perfect wide receiver for you to have. Because we understand that, yeah, he's going to have a lot of weeks where he does nothing. He's going to have a lot of weeks where he's dropping 4, 5, 6 fantasy points and it's not going to help you at all. But we don't care because he'll just slide into our bench those weeks. When we care is the fact that Odell, every single year, very similar to Will Fuller, is going to pop off randomly for a few 40-point games. And when that happens, because it's the best ball format, Odell Beckham Jr. is going to slide into our lineup. Odell Beckham Jr. is going to definitely win us that week. So we go, okay. I mean, Odell is a difference maker in this trade. He also has the name value if you ever wanted to flip later. So we were going essentially the trade of Justin Herbert, DK Metcalf, and the 112 for Cam Newton, Clyde Edwards-Lair, Odell Beckham Jr., the 104 and the 204. It looks gross on paper, and it looks like I drastically lost this deal. But you dive into it and you go, okay, the 104, just call it Travis Etienne, probably worth more than DK Metcalf. Then we go, okay, Cam Newton and the 204, considering the fact that you're going to get pretty much the same rookie at the 12th pick and the 16th pick in this year's draft, I think we would easily rather have the Cam Newton and the 204 over the 112. Then you go, okay, Clyde Edwards-Lair and Odell Beckham Jr. versus Justin Herbert. Now it's close. I love Herbert. That's why we were drafting him everywhere last offseason. But I think we can say that CEH being a starting running back on his rookie contract for the next 4 years and Odell Beckham Jr. having some of those random pop-off weeks will probably be more impactful for our team in the long run than Justin Herbert, especially when we have the quarterback production. But I'm not going to come out here and I'm not going to get my side of the trade anymore. I understand that a lot of people are probably looking at this and going, Mason, you're stupid. You lost this deal. I don't care about the format. I don't care that it's best ball. You don't know what you're doing. And that is completely fair. That's completely fair to say. But what I need to do is I need to ask you, give me more than that. Don't just tell me I'm stupid. Don't just tell me I lost the deal. I want you to break it down piece by piece like I just did in the comment section below. And also go down there, guys, and read other people's opinions. Let me know why y'all think that I lost this trade, because I think if you look at it piece by piece, I think we can justify the fact that even if Russell Wilson is not traded away from Seattle, then we like this deal. And if Russell Wilson is traded away from Seattle, I love this deal. But thank you guys. I really hope y'all enjoyed the video. And please, 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 if y'all want to get into one of these Flock Patreon leagues, shoot me that DM on Discord, shoot me it on Twitter, shoot me it on Instagram, whatever. And whenever I see it, I'll make sure that I open up an original Flock Patreon tier for you. And you'll have access to rookie rankings. You'll have access to asking me questions, pretty much whatever y'all want. And yeah, that's it, guys. Have a great day.